Yo, what is going on, everyone in the XRP community? Hope you guys are having yourselves a fantastic day today. As usual, make sure you smash that like and subscribe before I do anything else. Guys, in like the last 28 days alone, I think we've gained over 1,000 subs on the channel since I went for my 1 to 2 month Korea vacation. I think I lost like 400 subscribers during that time, not posting for 2 months, and then pretty much made all of that back and even doubled that just in the last month alone. So really appreciate you guys. You guys are amazing. Let's go ahead. Let's get into the information today because the SEC is getting a backhand slap from Ripple. I feel like Ripple is going for blood at this point. They are really firing back at the SEC on all 8 cylinders, getting all the information and ammunition they can to ensure a proper victory against the SEC, which Gary Gensler does not want because he is very publicly, championing that the SEC rarely loses these cases. All right. So XRP charts, guys, just looking at a huge kind of big picture zoom out on the weekly chart on Bitstamp. I'm looking for XRP to defy all odds here and use old all-time high, old bear market support, old bear market resistance, launch pad for $2 a coin, back to that level, forming a nice little cup. I am looking for XRP to defy all odds here and make a run for all-time high. Check this out, guys, from James Fillon. Ripple defendants request permission to serve non-party subpoenas to authenticate videos of 7 SEC officials' public remarks in connection with previous RFAs. SEC will not consent, and SEC seeks to reopen discovery. Let's go ahead and get the full screen zoom on this, guys. Dear Judge Netburn, Ripple Labs respectfully request permission to serve 2 non-party subpoenas for the limited purpose. That's not what I wanted to do. There we go. For the limited purpose of obtaining copies of 7 video recordings for authentication consistent with the court's July 19th, 2022 order, which I believe may have been the Hinman email exposing order, like Judge Netburn demanding that the Hinman emails be released with, slight redactions. I believe that was the exact same day. I'm not sure. The SEC has not consented to this request, which does confirm behind the scenes Ripple lawyers are, talking with SEC lawyers privately. It seems that they are doing this quite frequently, actually. So the order directed the parties to meet and confer about requests for admission, RFAs, asking the SEC to authenticate the 7 specified videos in which SEC officials made public remarks. And Your Honor, Judge Netburn, specifically noted in the order that such agreement might entail creating downloaded versions of the remarks for purposes of authentication and preservation. The parties met and conferred on July 27, 2022. The SEC has agreed it will seek to authenticate the remarks once defendants provide them with downloaded copies of the videos, the content of which is already available on video platforms at the hyperlinks provided. The recordings are hosted on 2 video platforms and are subject to those platforms' terms of service. Perhaps one of them probably YouTube, I'd imagine, which, based on defendants' due diligence, prohibit end users from downloading their own copies without prior consent. Defendants have thus sought consent from both platforms. Both platforms in response have asked defendants to serve a subpoena, in response to which they will provide the video content. Accordingly, in order to effectuate the parties' agreements on a process for authenticating the 7 videos, as contemplated by the order, defendants seek permission to serve subpoenas on both video platforms for the limited... Oh my God, I did it again, man. No, I did it. I was just trying to recenter the page. There we go. All right. Again, both video platforms for the limited purpose of obtaining the videos in question without violating the platform's terms of service. We will then provide the videos to SEC for authentication. The SEC has not consented to this request, of course. Specifically, the SEC has communicated to defendants that it would consent only if defendants agree to reopen discovery, so that the SEC could now serve its own set of subpoenas to obtain copies of unspecified recordings in support of its claims. So it's like, I'm trying to think of a good analogy here. It's like Ripple... they clearly are trying to push something forward with the SEC. They're trying to subpoena 7 videos for the SEC to authenticate. But the SEC is saying, we'll do that, but we have to reopen discovery, and then we get our own unspecified recordings to use against you. So it's basically like, I don't know, this terrible analogy, but like Ripple's kind of aiming the gun at their head right now. And the SEC saying, well, yeah, you can do that, only if I can aim it right back at you. So that's what seems to be going on here, and it looks like we are going to be seeking Judge Netburn's court order to accept Ripple's not offer, but their request. Okay. The SEC's attempt to bootstrap such conditions onto compliance with the order is wholly improper. The SEC did not serve any authenticity RFAs during discovery, and defendants strongly object to any attempt by the SEC to reopen discovery. Again, yeah, why would Ripple want to reopen discovery for the SEC? That's going to, essentially bring them back to square one. All right. Which the SEC would like, by the way. They would love to backpedal and go back on statements, right? In contrast, the two subpoenas defendants now seek court permission to serve are not a reopening of discovery and pose no timelines issue. They relate back to RFAs that defendants served before the end of the fact discovery on August 31st, 2021, and are needed to effectuate the order. Respectfully submitted, the lawyers defending Ripple. So pretty interesting stuff there, guys. Ripple is firing back, and it feels like ever since the Hidman email court order was demanded, it was ruled the SEC must produce the Hidman emails with slight redactions. Now it seems like Ripple's already got a little taste for the blood, and now they're wanting to go for all the blood at the SEC. They want to get as much information as possible, get the SEC into a deep, dark hole in a deep corner, and have them pinned down legally speaking, to where they get they got the advantage. It's very smart by Ripple, what they're doing here, because now Hidman emails got to be produced. That's one major piece of ammunition for the Ripple team. And then now they're going for even more to authenticate 7 videos of SEC officials' public remarks in connection with previous RFAs. Further going down Ripple essentially wants to dominate the SEC in this case here, so that Ripple can receive what they want, which is XRP being the first legitimized cryptocurrency in the United States. Next one for today, guys. This is actually some pretty big news across the whole entire cryptocurrency space. Coinbase partners with BlackRock, who manages $10 trillion. They got $10 trillion in assets under management. These guys are huge, and they're going to be offering crypto services to institutions. Bitcoin, yes, did kind of spike off this news barely, but the real winner here is going to be the Coinbase stock. I remember seeing it was up around 35% on the day. Yeah, if we want to go from, last daily candle close to the peak of today's candle, yeah, it went 44% off this news today. And as you can see, already being sold off here. So it seems like, Coinbase and their insider trading that they love to do, they probably loaded up on a ton of stock back here and then wait for the news to get released, opens up high, sell it off, make the money, because there is speculations of Coinbase having a little bit of an insolvency problem, a little bit of a liquidity crisis, considering Coinbase Pro has been shut down and Coinbase has closed their, legendary affiliate program that's been going on since the exchange was launched. So I don't know, man. The recent SEC Coinbase wire fraud insider trading case, dude. I guarantee you that's not the only former employee that was doing trading. That's not the only former employee that was insider trading, guys. That's just what it is. All right, y'all. Got a cool little tweet from Bearable Bull here. When Ripple got sued, XRP got delisted everywhere, near instantly. When Luna was confirmed a Ponzi, it was still allowed to trade. When 9 cryptos were called securities on Coinbase by the SEC, they're still allowed to trade. Fuck crypto politics. My XRP diamond hands are ice cold. Love it. And saying he's in Italy now. Dang, dude. I've just been recently going on a Sopranos binge. Honestly, gotta say, Italy is probably on my travel list next, man, because that's it's a very historic country, and honestly, the YouTube videos of the street food, oh my god, it looks amazing. This right here, guys, Ripple is doing some reorganization along with a name change for their UK entity effective August 1st, 2022. Ripple has been an active company in London, incorporated since April 2016. For those that like to research, this link might be interesting for you. What's very interesting here is this is a official United Kingdom document of a name change of Ripple's entity. This is not like the main Ripple company. This is just the UK entity, which is previously named Ripple Europe and is now being named to Ripple Markets. Ripple Europe to Ripple Markets. I'd say it's a pretty dramatic shift in the name, because as you guys know, Ripple is no longer just only offering ODL. They are doing a plethora of other things, buying billions of dollars of open market XRP, selling it to ODL clients, leasing and lending XRP to ODL clients to run transactions through. So they are turning into somewhat of an exchange at this point, which would make sense for the new name, Ripple Markets UK. Very interesting, guys. Last one, not really too important here. This comes from Crypto Eddie. This is Navin Gupta, who don't know why I'm not following right now, but let's get that done. And this is a guy kind of similar to Ashish Briller from Ripple, just always every few months dropping some amazing breadcrumbs and pieces of information for the whole community to kind of scoop up and just enjoy. Navin Gupta, I can't remember exactly what was like the biggest thing he revealed one time, but I remember specifically he has made some pretty groundbreaking public statements. And this is his opinion here just on happiness. Seems like he's on a little bit of a podcast or webinar where they were talking Ripple and XRP and they started to get a little personal. And this is less than 2 minutes. Navin Gupta from Ripple, his opinion on happiness. Honestly, pretty wholesome. We're going to use this to finish out the rest of the videos. Make sure you smash like, subscribe. Check links in the description, support the channel. Hit those post notifications for the daily video content. And we're going to close it off with this wholesome Navin Gupta happiness video.
You do in Ripple to create happiness, and do you think happiness is important, and how do you think it works for you?
So to my mind, really the purpose of life is happiness, right? Why are we accumulating either material wealth or even spiritual wealth or like hanging out with our loved ones? Because truly at the end of the day, we want to be happy, right? You've heard a lot of stories to say the guy sitting on the tree to say, hey, why are you running around, right? I'll accumulate money, then I'll be happy. The guy says, I'm happy today, right? So one is happiness is an attitude, right? We have to decide to be happy, right? And then two more things that I would add. One is you can't make anybody else happy till you are happy inside. And when I mean by happy is contented, right? It is something inside you essentially says, God has given me a lot, or nature has given me a lot, and I have gratitude for it. I have got so much, and hence there is some contentment in you, right? Because that is important, because if I'm discontented, then I'm just pretending to kind of pass it on, right? So that's one thing, right? And then the second thing that would happen is do just some kind of service, do some kind of a seva, just have some kind of a yes mind to say, I want to be useful for this universe, right? And suddenly the opportunities will come to you. Suddenly somebody will say, Rohit, I just need help to lift this box. And that's perfectly fine. We don't need to kind of move mountains, but just being available to lift that box is good enough. The universe will give us a lot of chances, but just by that attitude to say, hey, today, how can Navin
I want to create value for someone I talk to.
Absolutely.